It sounds over the top, but it's not going to be. It's not 2030 as a, D date. It's a bad date. Things are going to get really, really weird after that. In this episode of Drinks with Raoul, Raoul Pal dives into the crazy world of cryptocurrency. They talk about what's causing the recent market volatility, share investment tips, and look at how new technologies are changing the future of crypto. At this point in time, Bitcoin's price is just over $66,000. It has gone up 7% in the last 24 hours and 6% in the last 7 days, which shows how volatile the market is. Let's hear more about what Raoul thinks about how institutions are starting to use cryptocurrencies and what the magic recipe is that is making this happen. The GDP has been going down over time because people are living longer. The population is getting older, which has slowed growth. Productivity has also been going down, and the amount of debt has been growing. When the world's population grows, so does its GDP. I used figures to show you that population growth slows down when it goes down. This is because there aren't enough people. You need them to work hard to get more from them. But old people don't do as much. When people are getting older, it's not easy. Not many people can live there. That's fine. It doesn't matter how much they grow as long as they make more. India will have a lot of people, but it's also becoming more useful. There are two good things for them, which is why this economy is growing the fastest in the world. When you add this new world, things that were scarce become unlimited and free. People like lawyers, accountants, and so on, everything you need to know about money and knowledge, that is now free. And the robots, they don't need to do any work. Yes, they will not fix your pipes first. A lot of different kinds of work will be done, like fast food and factory lines. But what you've really made are an infinite number of productive units, or people. A robot plus, and a car can also be used as a robot, right? Tesla it is. People are replaced by robots and AI. I don't care about the human substitute thing again. What are we all going to do? Oh my God, oh my God. We'll figure it out. We're a species that can change very well. What I want to know more about is how an economy works. This is something I wrote about in The Exponentialist. I'm going to talk more about The Exponentialist later because it's so interesting. But I've written about this, and David Matten talks a lot about it, so it's fine. A group at Oxford has also been thinking about this. Okay, so the magic formula says that there will be more robots and AI. We can see this at Amazon, where the number of robots working there is growing while the number of people working there is not. Also, there will be a huge difference between people and robots over time. This is immigrant growth, which is really just population growth. And sometime after 2030, it will be everywhere. It's going to get bigger everywhere. Hi AI agents. This is AI agents. There are no people in any of this. It does, however, lead to ridiculous GDP rise. Say there are 8 billion robots or AIs in the world. If that number grows to 10 billion or 20 billion, you're doubling or tripling the world's population. If crypto gets to about 4 billion users by 2030, well, AI is growing faster than that. Crypto is the technology that is being used by the most people the fastest in history. This will be everywhere. After 2030, you're going to break the rules of economics. We no longer understand what's going on because the scarcity models that shape how we think about businesses are gone. Then we think about how productive it is. That is, production is the amount of work you can do with each kilojoule of energy. Now, the Europeans are really pushing this forward with their huge financial support for green energy. They'll come up with new ways to cut the cost of energy over time, and it will drop by half. The bomb will cut it in half again. And that will make us 3 times more productive, which will speed up growth, which is being driven by the rise in the number of AI and robots. We're now in La La Land. Economies don't mean anything. Lack of something doesn't mean anything. What is money when there isn't enough of it? There are some goods, yes, but the AI is dividing up the resources. The AGI can help you figure out planning and supply chains in a way that humans can't. What the FK is money? It changes in some ways. If everything goes hyper-deflationary, why do we need to spend money? How does any of this work? What takes place when the AGI is used on the stock market and not just Renaissance's Jim Simmons is able to take it all? Someone with the AGI is the one who works it out. There's a market there before you know it. What do markets do? What do businesses do? What are businesses when Sam Altman destroys every new business every 3 months? Since they're making AI to make AI, that's why the path of making a product is so quick. The capital movement and destruction cycle has never been seen before. It looks more like joke stocks, though. When you start a business, it grows, gets noticed, gets money, and then it is put out of business. 1, 2, or 3 people might make it out alive, but most won't. Because of this, the capital cycle gets very short and brutal. That's what we see in joke coins. It happened with ICOs in 2017. That's where the world is going. The stock market isn't ready for this yet. VC isn't ready for this yet. This is not what private equity is ready for yet. Buy and hold and let's grow this company aren't going to work. This crap is going to have to be tokenized, which will be hard. What is the best way to get rich? What does it all have to do with the stock market? It goes up and down with the world GDP, right? Do the machines really have control over everything and understand every little detail? Where's the edge? Where's the beta? What should we do? I'm not sure. It's really hard to figure out the best way to spend and think about the economy. But I just think that by 2030 that will probably happen. We'll definitely notice the changes, but we won't be sure what's going on. In the same way that we didn't fully understand what was going on after the great debt refinance in 2008. That means we have 6 years if that's the case. 6 years of being clear. We know what we have. Crypto and tech are what we do. We know everything about the code cycle. We know that 2026 will be a bad year. Not sure if this is a slump year or not. It could be. Couldn't care much. It's more likely to be like the mid to late 1990s when prices went up and down without going up or down. Yes, of course, crypto because it does, but it might not. Since a lot of people have Bitcoin in their 401k, it might only drop 40% instead of 80%. But we have 6 years with one low point in the middle to get to 2030. That's the game. The robots on the beach will be asked to play the game. Hey, could you bring me some nuts and a pina colada? In place of trying to figure out how you're going to pay for school. What does everything mean? It's funny, but I no longer understand anything. What should I do with my 401,000? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It may sound over the top, but 2030 is not a D number. It's a bad date. After that, things are going to get really, really strange. Things are getting strange already. In Pro Macro today, someone brought up the question of what do you invest when I sold all of my crypto? I thought, what the fuck do I own? And then I realized that I didn't own any bonds, stocks, or anything else because I didn't know what I was doing. I ended up getting high-end NFTs.